What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about ZBCN Zebec today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, man. This thing is unreal. It's doing pretty damn well for itself, that's for sure. Up 24%. Good job to all the Zebecians out there. All the Zebecans. Zebecaning has begun. You're at a I don't know why it always goes French. I don't know, that was a bad French accent, but I feel like that's the closest resemblance that I have. The Zebecaning has begun. We're at a $0.0036 price right now. 21% of your market cap is in volume. That's good volume, you guys. Your market cap right now is at $285 million. That's a very low market cap to have. You got a lot of room to grow, and grow you will, man. I was just measuring this, a few days ago, whenever I took my measurements of the top 420 coins and saw what they were at, Zebec was like here, but now it's up here. Zebec is like in the top 8, top 9 coins out of all the 420 cryptos as far as performance goes from late April's drop to what it is now. So you're a top performing asset, man. And with this kind of market cap, you're not only a top performing asset, but you're also a low market cap asset. That's awesome, because you pair that together and you think in terms of 100x's. You really do. $285 million right now. 100x would be a $28.5 billion market cap, assuming that there's a little bit of inflation that happens, a little bit of token unlocks that happen in that time. Maybe a 100x is closer to a $30 billion market cap instead of 28.6, but that's fine. With that, you could do a 200x. Maybe $60 billion market cap is possible by the end of this cycle. $60 billion, $30 billion, these are not small numbers, and they're not easy targets to achieve, but they are achievable. They are attainable. We see coins that come in and they'll be worth those kind of market caps in their first cycle, and they're never heard of again, let alone a coin that has some actual fundamental values, such as ZBCN does. And this thing here, it's just ripping, man. It's doing, again, for a long time. I'm not ashamed at all of how I spoke about this down here, right? I was saying I don't know. I expect we're going to break out, but how high are we going to, are we going to stop here? Are we going to go to new I don't know, because we've only been ranging. How is this going to look? And I'm happy to say that how it looks is about as good as it can get, man. Literally, it's as good as it can get. You're finding a double bottom on your all-time low. You consolidated, you accumulated, really, for a year. Ultimate capitulation event. If you're in ZBCN, you got a nut up or shut up here, right? You had the people who sold out and got scared, and now they're crying. They're done with crypto. They're living with mom or dad or whoever will take them. The people who bought here, you're feeling like champions, right? And the people who held, you've learned a valuable lesson. You've learned that even in the darkest of times, conviction pays. It really does in this game. If you find a winner, you got to stick with it, man, and you got to know. I wasn't certain down here, but I didn't do as much research on ZBCN, right? I know Rob with Crypto Future has. I know all the Robin Knights over there. You guys are probably very obsessed, and we're well aware of ZBCN's potential down here. I've only recently become aware of it. I've always thought that it had potential to see new all-time highs, but I'm just saying down here, as someone who wasn't really aware of ZBCN and wasn't invested, I had my doubts, right? But even then, the main point here is that the people who held throughout all this time, even through the lows, that's a valuable lesson, because the next time that you're faced with adversity in the crypto markets, you've been here before. You'll pass the test. You'll know what you're doing, right? If you're choosing the right project, right? Hopefully you're not in the wrong project and it just keeps dumping on you, right? But anyways, finding support, double bottom at your all-time low is one thing, but this result afterwards, this literally is the definition of what happens after you've accumulated for a year. You're blowing up, man. It's phenomenal. From a high to a low here, the expectation is, generally speaking, you would find some kind of resistance in your primary target zone, the 1618 to the 1272. You're there now. You really could find resistance here. You could find resistance at 0042 cents. I don't care, but I would be surprised, especially with how you've moved so far. I would be surprised if you just took out the 1618. However, because you've moved in this way so far, you literally ripped all the way up to your 886, found support at your golden ratio. You tore through it on your first attempt, man. I gotta admit, I'm under the impression a little bit that ZBCN could run all the way up to here. If you don't find resistance here, you might run up to here. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens. This 1886200 level, it's very similar to like this 2886311 level. Oftentimes you don't break above the 2618, but if you do, this is kind of your money zone. Treat the purple zone here as kind of like your lower money zone essentially. It's very rare that you just break right through your primary target zone like this. You just disrespect it entirely and rip through and go up here. Very rare. But we're in very rare circumstances right now, you guys. This is some very bullish stuff. I haven't seen a move like this in a long time. At least something that, from a significant basis, we're on a weekly time frame, right? From a significant macro high to low, you're just going to rip all the way up to your 1886200. I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't hold my breath over it, but I wouldn't bet against it either, dude. Like, you, at the rate you're going, you might go there. And from here, that's another 60%. 80%. Like, you really could go up to something over half a cent, even at like 66% of a penny by the end of the month of May. Like, this could all be happening right now. You know what I mean? This is not end of June stuff. No. End of June, you're going much higher, man. The fact that you're at new all-time highs already by the end of May is very, very encouraging. Very, very encouraging indeed. I would think from here, you would at least grow another 300 to 400%, because that's what the average altcoin's going to do. And you've been outperforming the average altcoin. So when the average altcoin starts performing, I would think you would at least perform on average with them, if not continue to outperform. That's my logic there. And that would be something on the lines of, like a 1.3 cent price, maybe a 1.7 cent price. That would be your minimum expectations by the end of June, okay? By the end of June. Tell you what, though, if you're up here by the end of May, we're going to raise those minimum expectations a little bit, okay? It's very possible that ZBCN could stop at 2.2 cents by the end of June. It's very possible, as of now, that you could go all the way up. And I remember talking about this back at the lows. I'm like, I don't know where you're going to go. You could go all the way up here. Maybe you go up here. Maybe you stop somewhere down here. I'm like, I don't know. We don't feel comfortable. But now that we have these results, it's a little bit more comfortable to talk about. I really wouldn't be surprised at all if you saw something around 4 cents to 4.76 cents by the end of June. So I'm thinking 1.3 cents at a minimum, 4.7 cents at a maximum by the end of June. That's the expectation, okay? Likely maximum, minimum, you don't stop at either. You'll probably stop somewhere in between. Money zones right here. I can see that happening. You've outperformed the average altcoin now. Average altcoin will do another like 3 to 4x. So if you continue to outperform them, maybe just do it by a little bit, right? You'll do a 4 to a 5x instead. You'll see a 1.7 cent price, 2.2 cent price, something like that. Outperform the average coin still. And then overall from a low to a high, I mean, that's a 30x move, man. Like, that's crazy, right? I'm not saying you can't go higher, but again, the maximum potential there, then we're talking about like 60x, 50x moves. And that can happen. It can definitely happen, but minimum 1.3, maximum 4.7, likely somewhere around 2 cents is what I would guess. I got nothing else for you guys, and again, that's by the end of June. By the end of the month, you're at least going to be... Let's actually, I have one more thing I want to do. If you find resistance here, this could be where you are by the end of the month. Maybe you're at 00426, or maybe you're up here at 0065 to 0057. Something in this area by the end of the month would not be out of the question. But let's look at the short-term stuff to try and define that a little bit better, okay? Because I got ahead of myself. We were looking too forward. We weren't looking at the here and now. I want to look at the here and now. The 1 hour looks immaculate. No, you're not done growing. I mean, you might consolidate here. You have a slightly higher high. Now that you've gotten rid of your bearish divergence, now's the time to correct, and then you'll continue to run. But I think you will continue to run. I don't think that you're done here by any means, no. 4 hour time frame, bullish as hell, bro. Like, it's so bullish. It is so bullish. Wow. Yeah. This is good. Yeah. This looks really good. So, no, I do not think that you stop here. I do not think this is your end of the month high. I do think you continue running, and at a minimum, I would expect you're at 00362 right now. At a minimum, you can take it to the bank, man. You can count on another 17% up, 00426 at a minimum by the end of May. If not there, at a maximum, 81% at 00652, or anywhere and everywhere in between. You don't have to stop at any of these lines specifically. Just something in this zone is what I would expect between 0065 and 00426. That's my guess by the end of May. It's not done here, okay? You got a little bit more to go. Hit the like button, subscribe. Good job. Good job. I wish I was one of you. I wish I bought ZBCN at the lows, but congratulations. Good job. I'm like watching you guys. It's like I'm watching a cruise ship, a very famous cruise ship take off, and I'm at the bottom like, I wish I was with you. That's great. Good job. Have fun. But I'm glad you guys are making money. Hopefully you're doing it the right way and you're just sitting on your hands and letting it do all the work, not trying to time this or trade this. Anybody who's timing this or trading this, you're getting left in the dust likely. So just sit on your hands. Don't worry about it. Oh, and then one more thing. Hold on. Low to high here. I keep saying I'm done. I do this. I'm that guy, man. I don't know why. Look at that. Your measure move's right here. Your measure move is right there of that bull flag, actually. That's just above the golden ratio. This is what I mean. You don't have to stop right at these lines. You can stop just above. But just because your measure move's here too doesn't mean you have to stop there. I mean, sometimes you do fall short of your measure move. Sometimes you exceed it. With what you have going on right now, I doubt that you're going to fall short of it. But we'll see. We'll see. I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.